Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday night, Mother's Day. That is March 13th, 2018. I am in process with the Dragon truck, taking a load of something or other from, well, we started in Finland, in Joensuu. Actually, that might be Russia. No, it's Finland. All the way down here to the very southern point of France, Bayonne. And it's going to be a long drive. I don't know that we're going to do the whole thing tonight, but we might do. I have 42 hours left in the trip. There's the Dragon truck. So let's go ahead and continue on our way. Hey, what's up, DJ Gamer and Straswa? Good to see you guys. Chlorine, that's what we're hauling for a huge ticket of $217,000, almost $500,000. I'm parked here at this really cool gas station, getting gas, refilling the truck. Wow, this thing sounds really loud for some reason. Second Magnum. I think you're third, actually. No, sorry. hate to bust the bubble. Whoa. Oh, my truck's in gear. Sorry. All right, let's get rolling. We got work to... Oh, my guy needs to sleep, so good thing I didn't roll, actually. Parking brake back on, and we're going to snooze. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I don't think any are watching, but most mothers don't watch Farm Sim or Truck Sim. He said that's what he said. And I left my parking brake on again. What's up, Sure Shot? What's up, Billiam? So we're gonna get some gas. I probably should have turned right there, and I'm gonna have to work my way around the parking lot. Oh, look, it's a couple in love. Oh, never mind, there's two women. Oh, no, it's a guy and a girl. You never know. Anyway, how's everybody? Did everybody have a nice Mother's Day? Did you guys have fun visiting mom? I think they said today is the day, the most phone calls of any day is on Mother's Day. Like, more phone calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year, which is cute. William just got done with some trucking himself. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to back out of here because I don't think I'm going to fill this puppy up. Thank you for the 55. Cheers. We got a stereo jamming. It's a good day. All right. Filled up with gas. I just realized I don't have my... I forgot to put my helmet on. My hat. Give me a second here to get Track IR running. Sorry, guys. I'll probably have to reboot, so give me a second here. Not reboot, but like I'm going to have to jump out of the game and jump back in again. So just 1 second here. Let me get turned around, and then we'll put the Track IR working. Oopsie. All right, hold on. All right. Everyone restart your stream package. Yeah, hopefully I won't. I think that's the last restart. We should be up and running at this point, so there we go. I don't know why it always comes into the game with the clutch engaged. That's kind of weird. All right, so, hey, I can see now. Yay. So we are on our way. I don't know what country I'm in right now. I think I'm in somewhere in Czechoslovakia, or it's Eastern Europe for sure, but I'm not exactly sure where. We might still be in Finland. Let's see, Riga, Tallinna. I'm not recognizing any of those names. We need to turn right here, so we're gonna head this way. I'm pretty sure I'm out of, yeah, well, I might be at the southern border of Finland. There we go. On the road again. Here I go on the road again. Yeah. All right. It'll get better. Promise. All right. So now we're moving along. Everything's good. And my camera's working. Well, my what do you call it? You know what I realized? I drive and I listen to the motor to shift. And I was driving Mark's car yesterday, and I stalled twice after driving for like 4 hours. Mark was like, "Why are you stalling?" And I realized because he was blasting music, and I'm like, "Well, I can't hear the motor. Like I'm so used to listening to the RPMs of the motor to figure out when to, like, I stalled just on starting, but you know, I always listen to how the motor hooks up with the clutch, so you can kind of tell when to, you know, you rev it up a little bit and then you let off the clutch. And if I can't hear that, I have a hard time actually driving his car. So I did stall twice in real life. It's embarrassing. It's like, oh, oops. He's laughing. He's like, "You stalled." I'm like, I know. He's like, "Well, I don't need it anymore." And I'm like, "Well, it's because you drive stick every day, and you've been driving stick every day for the last 2 years. You know, it's like I drive stick once every 6 months. Give me a break. Have a little mercy." He did. But I actually did have a little stalling simulator going on yesterday in real life. But yeah, it was a nice day. I went. So here's what we're doing with the Datsun. The work is going to begin soon. We've got a 2 to 3 year plan on the car. And yes, it did rain pretty much all day. Well, William, on and off. But it did dry long enough that I was able to actually sit on my back porch on the swing for a little bit too. So it hasn't been like, but it rained in the morning and it rained again this evening. But anyway, I went to, so Mark and I yesterday, after I went to my mom's house, he and I went to visit. Oh my gosh, that was not an 80-mile-an-hour curve. Oh my gosh. From 3 to 6, oh wow. Almost tipped over there with a big truck full of chlorine. That would have been dangerous. Gotta watch the roads here. Pay attention. Anyway, I went with Mark to my friend Eric Berger's house. Now, Eric is a gearhead. Guy has built more cars than I've owned. He's a huge Mustang fanatic, and he just happens to have a whole bunch of old but in good condition V8 engines in his garage that he sold a car for. He had he was building a car. He and his wife don't really get along as far as when it comes to building cars. Man, I should buy this garage. Oh, yeah, forget it. We're just gonna keep going. That's so funny that thunder to a sure shot is. So anyway, Eric has a 302 V8. Basically, we talked about doing the V6, and in order to have the motor tuned and everything to get it back up into condition, we're looking at about $8,000 to have that motor refurbished. And Mark's like, "Whoa, that's a little too much money." So Eric was like, "Well, I can definitely help you," because he's like, "I've got this old. It came out of a Lincoln. I forget, Navigator, I think. It's a V8 302, produces 225 horsepower, and he's got a full size, like some giant turbo that he wants to put on it. It'll produce anywhere from 380 to 400 horsepower. And he's like, dude, he's like, listen, he's like, I can port the motor myself. He's like, you'll need to put about $800 into the motor total. Like, it's going to need new timing belt. It's going to need new water pump. And there's like 3 or 4 things that he suggested that we replace on it. But he can do all the work on it himself. And he's like, he's like, I totally want to help you guys with this project. He's like, I can do the body work. I know how to paint. I can help you do all this stuff. And he's super excited. So, no, I didn't see that. That's so funny, 44 Magnum. So anyway, Eric is actually going to get involved in our project and help us figure out how to do this, what schedule, like how to make the schedule, how to, figure out what we're going to need, where we get it from. He knows a lot of different guys that work in the industry because he's been building cars forever, and he's going to set this one up. So we are actually going to put that 302 into the Datsun. I know some people are going to smack their heads and go, no, but he knows what he's doing. He's done it before. He knows how to. He's actually worked on a couple 240s, and he knows how to do it. So we're actually going to be putting a 302 V8, Ford V8 into the Datsun. We're going to rebuild the transmission with a little bit heavier duty transmission, bigger axles, and put a heavy suspension. He's going to help us totally rebuild the framework of the car so that it can handle the extra horsepower. And so anyway, That's cool. That's cool, Magnum. Thank you. Hopefully everybody was okay. But yeah, so we're going to be putting this huge motor into the Datsun. I think it's going to be really cool. And the car is going to be like 400 plus horsepower. Now, he said we could get that same performance probably out of the V6. But the issue is going to be, of course, money. It's going to cost a lot more to do it with the V6. So, and Mark can actually pull down about $1,000 for that V6 once we take it out. So they're pretty sought after. So it'll go to a good home. It's not going to get thrown away or anything like that. But Mark really wants the car to be a good performer. So we are going to actually take it out. But Eric was like, you don't need a different body. He's like, I'll help you put this body together. There's all kinds of stuff we can do to make it look really nice. Like, don't worry about the oops. Because Mark was concerned that it has fiberglass in it. He's like, don't worry about the fiberglass. We can replace it with steel. He's like, I know how to weld. He does all kinds of TIG welding and stuff. So it's going to be pretty sweet. But anyway, I will, of course, put a video up for you guys, as we work on the car and get it together. The first thing he said we need to do, he's going to help us build a dolly for it so that we can get it up on up onto casters, and then we're going to take it and put it, once it's on casters, we're going to be able to get all the pieces off. We're going to take all the suspension off. We're going to take the motor out. Anything that can come off the frame is coming off. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to send that shell to a sandblasting place here in Cleveland. They're going to blast all the paint off. And what that'll do is that'll let us see how good or bad the frame is, if there's any cracks on the frame, what's rusted out and needs to be replaced, and what is still usable. And Eric's going to help us, fix that. And he said, most likely, he said, from what he's seen from the pictures we've shown him, the body looks like it's in pretty good shape. Like, he's like, I don't think your guys are going to have to get like totally rid of the whole body. Like he said, I think the body's completely usable. There's going to be work that we have to do to make it perfect, but it's it's definitely a very functional body. So he's like, you should be fine. But we need to blast it just to make sure that it's good. So anyway, that's how going to be happening this summer. The goal is to get the car stripped down, get it blasted, and then get it painted, because he said, like, not necessarily paint, but he's going to put this oh, come on. There's supposed to be this kind of primer that you put on it that keeps it from rusting, but you can weld to it. So it's like this welding primer, but it keeps the car from rusting any further. So once we get it stripped and sandblasted, we will have it. Now, why do you hate sandblasting, Sure Shot? What's up, Trucker Josh? Are you saying you hate it when people sandblast cars, or you hate actually doing the sandblasting? I think that's probably what you meant, but I'll let you comment on that. Hopefully that guy's turning. Yeah, good. Okay. De belle. But yeah, so sandblasting, when you do a restore, that's what they recommend. They said either I guess there's something called soda or something like that, where they put the car in some kind of chamber and put soda all over it. But oh yeah, right. Well, we're gonna pay somebody to do it. There's a place in Cleveland that does car bodies for $400. So we're gonna get the whole thing blasted and get it ready for primer, and make sure there's we get rid of or remediate any rust that we see. So Violet just totally. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Violet. She just totally distracted me. Sorry. I just ran that sign over. Thank God it didn't damage the trailer. She put a note on my desk, and I was trying to see where she put it. I don't even see it, honey. Where is it? This is a Scania R, right? Thank you, Violet. I love you, too. Thank you. How can you get mad at that? You just can't. This is the Scania R. I call it the Dragon truck because we've got the Dragon paint scheme on it. Is this the R or the S? It's the shorter one. Whichever one is not as tall, it's that one. I think that might be the S, but I'm not sure. I think the R is the shorter and the S is the bigger, like the taller one. This is the shorter one. I just grabbed it when I have a bunch of them in my garage. I wanted to run the newer truck. I really love the cabin. That's really... I don't care if the truck's tall or not. I just like this cabin. I almost prefer the shorter cabin because you're... Whoa, stop sign. Because you're down Yeah, you're down closer to the ground. Oh yeah, this is ETS, not ATS. That's correct. Soda blasting. Thank you, William. Yep. But I've heard a lot of people say not to do the soda blasting because it can actually do a lot of damage to the car if it's, you know, if there's problems. You can do more harm than good. So we're not going to do soda blasting, but we're going to do just a standard sandblast. But that way we can see what we're dealing with. Eric also knows how to make the interior. Like he showed us. I wish I could put pictures on. It's on my phone, but I don't have my phone readily available. But he's redoing a Mustang right now for someone else, like a 68, I think. No, it's a 65 Mustang. So he's completely, it's almost done. He's just finishing up the motor, and but he redid the entire suspension for it so it can race. Put these awesome huge tires on it. Did the paint. He did a really nice job. Like the car looks really, really good. But he knows what he's doing. But anyway, he just finished that car up, and he's like looking for a new project. So we're the next project. And but yeah, he did all the soda blasting to that car and everything, and or sandblasting. But like he said, he recommends doing it because then you can see what's going on underneath there and make decisions. So it's good to have someone on board that knows what they're doing because, like I said, none of us have done it before. But we are going to make videos, so I made sure it was okay with him if we record what's going on. He's like, oh yeah, heck yeah. So you guys will be able to see the progress of the car as it goes. Like I said, I would imagine, and realistically, it's going to be 2 to 5 years for us to get it done. So it'll be my summer car times 5. I'm drinking tea while I'm driving and going all over the place. So that'll be exciting. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be cat fud. Woo! Yeah, I got it this time. We are in Penevjek. Some city in, I would imagine this is Poland. I didn't remember what flags we passed. I don't know if that was the Polish flag or not. Maybe not. You said videos. Hey, how did you guys like the review of the farming classics, the modern classics video? Video's doing real good so far. I love when stuff like that comes out because it gets me a lot of views on my channel. Hopefully, those of you that are computer users I think it's a good package. I really enjoyed the package, and I've been playing with it on Altenstein. So yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. I really I forget who it was that told me about it. I think it was one of my. I think it was it wasn't Weidenbach. It was oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I can't remember who it was. But somebody on my Friday night server told me about it. They're like, "Oh, did you check this out?" And I'm like, "Check what out?" Like, I didn't even know they came out with something. Thanks, Giants, for supporting your YouTube people. Yeah, they gave it to Daggerwin, of course. like he needs more attention. But I didn't get the memo. I didn't even know it was out. Yeah, it's great for small farm stuff. It really is. Hey, what's IROC? You did not pull an IROC. We just started. Though we did pick this trip up midstream. I am on my way from Finland all the way down through Europe. We're in Eastern Europe right now, heading towards Germany, and then through France to the southern part. Still pulling rocks. I'm always afraid to get into the right lane, even though in real life the trucks would be riding in the right lane, because these freeways always end. Like they just, oh, lane ends, sorry, get over. And then you're stuck like trying to either crash into a car that's next to you. It seems like the cars are always right there too. Like whenever you get to one of those interchanges, like there just happens to be a car there on your left, you know. Slow down a little bit. I'm trying to keep it at the speed limit. Yep, here it is. I told you it's going to end. It's all ending. So my summer car, for those of you who've been watching, I think, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you idiot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, Cleveland, Ohio actually is that way. Sure Shot's correct. When you come into downtown Cleveland, all the lanes just end. So it's like you go from like 6 lanes of 3 different freeways. They all merge together and go into 2 lanes through downtown. It's like, who on God's green earth designed it? But you know, the issue is that the freeway, I-90, of course, is all elevated. So what happens is they built that inner belt, you know, what, in the 40s, 50s maybe? Back when, you know, who would ever need more than 2 lanes of traffic, you know? So it was unheard of, you know, you couldn't even think about having more than 2 lanes of traffic. So, oh, he's only an hour halfway. Okay, yeah, I'm about an hour away, so we're pretty close, man. You don't have to tell me where you're at, but if you want to, you can tell me, and we'll, obviously I'm in Medina, so I'm about 40 minutes south of Cleveland. But, yeah, so like I-71, I-77, and 90 all intersect right downtown Cleveland. And they all merge into 2 lanes. Oh, Youngstown. Okay, you're the opposite direction. Now, oh, that's awesome. Upsetting Tooth lives in Youngstown. Yep, and as you guys know, Mark goes to the base out there in Youngstown for his drill. So he goes to King Graves, I think is the name of the road that the base is on, and that's where he goes once a month for his weekend. So, oh, someone forgot to pay the electric bill. Oops. That's starting to sound like my summer car, IROC. Oh my gosh, I don't want to find out, but you would damage something, I'm sure. Now in a real car, now there's 2 brakes. Are you talking about the emergency brake or the parking brake? Because the parking brake would probably just make your back wheels skid. What's up, Howison? But your parking brake, of course, you'd break the pins for sure. Because, you know, all the parking brake is it's a pin that goes through the wheel, right? So it holds the wheel in place, like it parks it. But if you put it in there, it's gonna pin out. Snap. Then it'll be like a manual transmission. You'll have to put the e-brake on every time you want to leave the car parked. Might as well just leave it in neutral. I had a friend one time, so he had a Volkswagen, and of course you guys know how great the quality on Volkswagens is. He had this Volkswagen Beetle, and this was not the straw that broke the camel's back. Eventually he ended up leaving it on his front lawn and telling them to come pick it up because he just got tired of dealing with the stuff breaking. But it was a first-gen Beetle, or second-gen Beetle, I'm sorry. And he came to work, and like, so I guess, you know, the Beetles have these, you know, like just like any car, it's got a shift lock. So you have to, before you can shift the car out of park, you have to put your foot on the brake. And, you know, and then it'll release you know, it releases a pin, and then you can actually shift the car out of park. Well, on the Beetle, it's a sensor. It doesn't have an actual pin, it's a sensor. And so he couldn't get the car out of park. The sensor went bad, and it would not, you couldn't tell that the brake was being pressed. So he's at work, and I had to drive him home because the car wouldn't come out of park. So the next day he called the garage and told them to come pick it up. And so the guy shows up with the tow truck, and he's like, I can't get the car out of there because I can't get it out of park. And he's like, that's the problem. I told them that I couldn't get it out of park. So then later on, we were driving. We were on our way home from a service call, and we were he was putting the windows down. And at the same time, and I don't know how this happened. I was with him when it happened, though. Both of the windows broke and fell down into the doors. And that's when he parked the car in his front lawn, and he was like, I'm over it. Come get it. That's funny, Upsetting Tooth. Yeah, they just happen to be in Ohio. Maybe you like our accent because it's comfortable. Well, that's funny. So Billiam stops in Youngstown all the time. I don't go to Youngstown. I don't go to Youngstown a lot, but I've had a couple weddings out there, and we did it. It was really weird. It was like at this, almost like Severance Hall in Cleveland. It was this huge. I can't remember what the name of the place was, but it was absolutely beautiful. They had a wedding there, and it was just gorgeous. But it was in a really bad neighborhood. They're like, yeah, make sure to lock your car and don't, you know, walk around the neighborhood. And I'm like, wow, it's pretty scary that it's like that bad there. There's some really pretty parts around Youngstown. But, of course, also Youngstown, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's really well known for, like, being even recently in, like, the Italian mafia. So there's all kinds. I don't think it's any more like that, but within the last 20 years, it's had, like, mafia stuff going on, like Italian mafia. Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? Oh, the lane ends. Okay, good. Yay. Yeah, trying to get into gear. Of course, I'm too slow. You said hopefully you pass through the good areas, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just known. for being really bad. Just as I was saying what you were saying, yep. Let's see, you know e-brake and parking brake. But you want to find out the game lets you hit the parking brake. I'll try it. Let's see. Here we go. Are you ready? Oh, it doesn't do anything. It did slow down, but it didn't break the truck, so maybe there's some kind of interlock or something that won't let it do it. Oh my gosh, I could not crawl under a house. I would have to hire somebody to do that. I couldn't do it. I get claustrophobic. I could not do it. One time I was working in Youngstown. Here's a great story. Oh, the Niles exit. Yeah, Niles can be kind of bad too. Yeah, the computer was stopping it from starting. Right, exactly, 44 Magnum. So one time I was working in Youngstown at Key Bank, and I hated it. The job was awful. The people were really mean that we were working with, like the bankers. And we had done this project for a long time. We had met a lot of nice bankers and stuff. These people were nasty. And it was the last day, and I was in the bank's parking garage, and I was getting ready to go home and not have to get back. And as I was pulling out of the parking garage, the frickin' attendant shut it on my car. The gate came down, and I had a GMC Jimmy at the time with a spare tire on the back. It came down and got stuck between the tire and my back window, and it just exploded the gate. And I looked at the guy, and I looked at the gate, and I looked at the back of my car and saw that nothing was broken, and I just drove off. I'm like, I am not staying here another minute. I don't have time for this. It's Friday. I hate this job. Oh, come on. And I was like, man, I am going home. Not that I complain. I got millions of dollars. I'll just speed everywhere. Who cares? Let me get. Okay, it's still 50 along here, though. What the heck? What is this? Oh, we're coming up to a border crossing. That's why. Let's see. First 2 months of you living in your current house, you've had a guy try to shoot up the funeral home across the street. What? Some boop firing his gun down the road. Someone else tried to kill your neighbor. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Warren is getting bad, right? Yeah, Warren's been bad. Yeah, I've worked in Warren, too. I think you need to move somewhere else. All right, so here's the border crossing. And now we're definitely crossing. This is the Polish flag coming up here. So I don't know what country we're in, but we are crossing into Poland. 2 tickets tonight. We've got 2. You said all the food's spoiled, so now the fridge is... Well, at least your fridge will be clean. Let's see. My demerits would be through the roof for speeding like that. Yeah, that's true. They probably... Yeah, my license would have been revoked at this point. Oh, that's the plan, but you're poor. Well, you live where you can, you know. You live where you can. You do the best you can. I know. Believe me, I've been there. I've been close. And who's to say I won't be there next week, you know? Sometimes my finances are good, and sometimes they're really bad. And right now, they're not super. They're not terrible. I was able to pay my mortgage this month. But, you know, every month that mortgage comes, and I got to pay it again. So you never know when the next time I'll be moving to Youngstown soon here. You're playing Mud Runner until the game crashed. What the frick are you guys doing? My gosh, what is wrong with these people? Forget it, man. Trying to get some power. My goodness. Nutso drivers tonight. Of course, I'm not helping by crashing my way through. Here's another city. Sawatki? I don't know, man. I'm really... Is that a steering knob? The steering knob is part of the wheel... or the steering wheel pack, I think. I don't remember what DLC it came from. It's part of a DLC. But I can't remember which one. I think it's from the truck details one. I don't remember, though. It might have been... There was a steering wheel. I think what it is from... Actually, I think it's from ATS. The steering wheel mod that came out for ATS, I think, is what this is from. I'm pretty sure. I need to buy more garages. I should have done. Steering wheel pack, thank you. And it was for ATS. But it gave you stuff in ETS, just kind of like how the wheel pack, like the fancy wheel pack for the outside of the truck, for the wheels, that also gave you both ETS and ATS when you bought it. So if you had both games, you got wheels for both games. Yeah, I should have bought that garage. Oh well. You just got the game, you're 4 hours into it, and you want to decorate your truck? Yes. I know. I can't believe you have a truck already after 4 hours of gameplay. That's pretty impressive, actually. I'm trying to find my resume button. Once again, the microphone blocks my view. No, that's not it. There we go. So I can't see what I'm doing on the steering wheel because the microphone is in my way. Yes. No, not all the time. Suicide knobs, yes, that's what they're called. No, I'm actually a pretty good driver in real life. Like I said, I don't have any on-the-road accidents. I don't slide off the road or crash into oncoming traffic. I'm actually very passive, too. When I was younger, I was a pretty aggressive driver. And I just figured out, you know what? I don't like getting into pissing matches with other drivers. I really don't like it. It's not worth it. So if somebody's driving like an idiot, I just get over and get out of the way. You know, go be an idiot with someone else. I'll just get out of the way. I've done it too. I've done the loan too, man. Don't worry about it. You'll get it paid off. The game really makes it pretty easy for you to do the loan. I think you have to get to level 4 though, don't you, to get a loan? So yeah, I mean, but you can do it. It's doable. I've done the loan too. I mean, I've done a bunch of loans in this game. I've done several $500,000 loans to start garages. But once you get, I mean, look at my money now. This is after playing the game for like, I think, well, this profile might be a year old now at this point. But I got $8,836,000. Like I can pretty much buy whatever I want. I don't even like I'm to the point where I should probably be buying more garages, but I don't really even need to. Like I'm just like there. I should have stopped there. Usually I try to, when I'm streaming, not stop and buy garages. But I've bought so many garages around the map now that I almost don't pass garages that I haven't bought because I seem to stay on the main roads. So yeah, and you know, well, I think this game, if you're going to use pro mods like I do, DJ, you do have to have a pretty beefy computer. But if you're using just the stock game and the stock DLCs and stuff, your computer doesn't have to be like that monster of a computer. So, you're gonna make your own shifter knob? Yeah, it's nice having your own truck. You really make a lot more money when you have your own truck, so. Yeah, everyone does a loan for their first truck, even in real life. Or you buy a very used truck and hope to God that it runs. Because I know, like, who was it? I got a friend that is a trucker, and they've definitely, you know, like, he does really well now, but he gives people loans. Like, he'll make a loan to other people that want to get into it. Helps them find, like, a $20,000 or $30,000 rig, and then he'll give them a loan to get it. He goes over it, makes sure it's, like, good and, like, roadworthy, and then helps them put it together. What is up, Redneck? How you doing, Gator? Oh, well, it depends on your video card, DJ. If you have an integrated video card, like a NVIDIA card or some kind of AMD card, yes. If it's got just a regular old Intel card, I would be really shocked if you could play it. It has to have a discrete video card. Otherwise, you will not be able to play it. I'll say this: if you can play, oh my gosh, my brain, Farm Sim 17. You should be able to play it. If you can play Farm Sim 17, you can play this. So, and don't forget, ETS 2 is an older game, so it works with older spec computers. So, 10,000, yeah. Well, yeah, no, like Dave goes over them and he makes sure that they work. Yeah, oops, the brakes aren't working. That could be a problem. Yeah. He only trucks in Ohio. He got wise. What he does is he goes to the intermodal yard here in Cleveland, the train yard, and he takes loads that go to Ohio. So he'll drive a load down to, you know, Cincinnati, and then pick a load back up and bring it back up to Cleveland. And he has made it so that he pretty much always gets a load, and he's always home the same day, so he no longer has to do overnight trucking. And he makes a pretty decent wage doing it, you know. He's not rich by any means, but he doesn't have to deal with going cross-state with different licenses. He doesn't have to deal with, you know, like trying to find expenses for sleeping and that kind of stuff. Like he just stays within Ohio, and that way it's always a one-day trip. Even if he's out for like 10 hours, he's always back the same day. So it's pretty cool. I think it's a wise way to do it. I will say this though, the guy's like, he's like, I've actually lost 4 inches of stature since I've been driving a truck, because the truck bounces up and down and eventually it compresses your spine. So it's kind of a scary thing. But he does have a lot of back problems just from driving trucks. So, but he owns his own truck. He's an owner operator. So. Dual GTX 1080s. Oh my gosh, how can you even afford that? That's like $1,000 just for the cards or more. Yes, I mean, you can play this game with an Xbox controller. I've done it. It isn't too bad. It's a little hard to do, but it's not impossible. You can do it instead of a steering wheel. But I mean, obviously, it's so much better with a steering wheel and stuff. Like I have a stick shifter and a steering wheel, so I drive. My steering wheel has the clutch pedal and everything, and I drive a manual transmission with the trucks. You know, MudRunner honestly doesn't require that much of a computer. It's kind of interesting how they did it, but if you can play this game and you can play Farm Sim, you can play MudRunner. I play MudRunner on my laptop, and it runs just fine. I have a Core i7 with an old, I think it's like a 640M video card, so I don't know, Gator. I didn't even see it. It went so fast. There's so many people talking right now. Things are going up. You should buy a PC and then put a good video card in it. I mean, Howison, you have to look. If you're going to buy a laptop, it's got to have an independent video card. And you're not going to get one of those for $300. An independent video card is going to be, I mean, you're going to get set back. Gosh, it's like I didn't even sleep. It's going to set you back probably $800 to $1,000. So, yeah, this guy. I'm gonna have to stop at this sleepy spot. Oh, look at this place. Look at the old like Beirut Inn buildings. These are great. Look at that. That's really, what a pretty view there. See, Intel i5. Oh, Gator. Yes, Gator. That you can use that. That would do it for sure. Yeah, you could do that too. Yep. The only thing that you got to know is that laptops versus desktops. So for those of you that are thinking about buying a computer, you're going to get more bang for your buck with a desktop computer. Laptops, you have to spend a lot more to get the same performance. And a laptop will never be able to do the performance that a desktop computer can do. It can get close. They have like a credit card, Trucker. Hey, thanks for the follow-up, Setting Tooth. I appreciate it. A laptop can, we're going to stop here. And oh my gosh, can I even get in there? I need to get in here because we need to sleep. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's the left. Okay. So a laptop can be almost as powerful, but once again, you're gonna be paying a lot more money because you got to shrink everything down. You got to remember, for a laptop, everything's shrunk down. The other problem that you have with laptops is you're going to run into heat issues. They tend to overheat, and it's a lot harder to clean out a laptop than it is a desktop. So they just are more maintenance. I do like laptops though. Like I said, I do have a gaming laptop that I bought. Now I got a really good deal because I bought one that was open boxed. It was a refurb, and then it was open box. So somebody had bought it. When they refurbed it, they didn't. Yeah, the laptops will run hotter. Yes. They didn't do it right, and so the video when you bought the computer, the network card, the drivers were wrong, and so the network card didn't work. So some poor guy, probably bought it for like $600 refurbished, and then got it home, found out that the wireless card wasn't working, and was like, "What?" And they returned it. So then, instead of fixing it, the company just put it back up on the shelf and said, "Hey, we're going to sell this $1,000 laptop for $400." So I bought it, got it home, found out the wireless didn't work. I updated the computer, got the latest drivers, like I plugged it into a network socket. Dang it. Either way I came into this, I came in it wrong. And then just went away and it just worked. And I'm like, oh, perfect. So I got like $1,000 laptop for $425. Now I did end up a year later. I'm sorry, 6 months later, putting an SSD in there, and the SSD makes the computer so much faster. Now for a regular computer, SSD won't boost the performance, but for a laptop that's so hard drive dependent, it really made a huge difference. Most laptops have crappy hard drives in them, so it made a huge difference. So anyway, I've got a pretty cool laptop that I can play games on. And, sorry, I got this. Whoop! Running over the oops into the bushes. Hang on, guys. I can't read the comments, so I'll check out in a second. Hopefully, this will trigger the sleep area, making all the other drivers panic. As in, dang it! Ah, good, perfect. Aha, ha. Yeah, SSD is worth it, especially in laptops. Okay, most people can connect their PCs as a monitor. Yeah, you can also connect it up to, that's how I have mine set up. My computer's connected to a monitor, to a TV monitor. So I've got a 32-inch television that I'm playing my games on right now, like right in front of me. Laptop does give portability, but is it worth the extra money? You can play double for the same performance. So, anyway. Redneck Sailor, he said, imagine if I was a millionaire. Hey, all right, Howison, we'll be here. Maybe. It is 10. Let's see, how long have I been driving for? I've been driving for 40 minutes. I would imagine we might make it to the next sleep stop, and then I'll probably call it a night, and we'll continue this journey at another time. Oh, that's cool. So your first $100 aside, there you go. Yeah, I wish I was a millionaire too. You can come live with me. Yes, I've got $1 million. Yes, it's perfect. It's the right size for playing video games on. It makes me feel like I'm in the truck. Oh, sorry. Without, yeah, you better save your money, Gator. That's what unfortunately, what most guys that get in the military do. They get into the military and they're all like, yeah, man, I made like $10,000 in boot camp, and then they spend it like on a Mustang, you know. Then they go out and get drunk and wreck the Mustang. So just be careful what you spend your money on. I have to buy this garage. I can't pass another garage. I just can't do it. Oh, 30. No, I haven't got, mine's not a curve. I don't know if that would fit well on my desk. My desk is pretty small, so I'm already like really strapped for room. If you guys saw my desk, you'd laugh. Everything's crammed on there. I can only see half of my secondary monitor. Boy, this is a tough garage to get back into. Oh, and good, there's a tractor parked where I have to turn to get wide. All right, here we go. At least I won't worry about any traffic if I roll backwards. There we go. Okay, this garage is available for $180,000. Put the truck in park. And we're going to buy it. Yep. Yeah, I know. We all know the dance. All right. We're going to go to the company manager. You guys have seen this a million times. Driver manager. Nope. I want truck manager. And I want to go to dealers. Who's around here? Nobody. Man. There we go. Buy online. Yes, they do. They do carved. Carved. Oh, wait, I thought this was Volvo, not Mercedes. I don't want Mercedes. You micromanage your money. I need that. I do. I actually. I'm terrible with money. Let's see. Buy online. There we go. We're going to get some Volvos. I've just been getting some bigger trucks. I don't mess around with the. I don't need to buy the cheapo trucks anymore, so. Yeah, that's true, Billiam. Yeah. They blow it on. Nope, I want to go here. Boop. Okay, you can see how many garages I have left, though. You said you're blowing on a... That's so funny. Freightliner or Kenworth. And there's another Volvo. There you go. Oh my gosh, that's a good thing. I know. I think I spend about $20 a week on $25 a week on food. I go to Dickie's, that's $11, and then I go to Denny's, and that's like $12.50 or $13. So I'm at about $25 a week. So it's $100 a month. It's crazy how fast it adds up. It's like, whoa, man. Magnum says you're going to apply for a job seafood processor. Oh, that's cool. We'll definitely I'll have that in my prayers. Good luck, man. That's cool. Driver manager. We want to go to the recruitment agency. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm reading. And we're going to go to our, let's see. We have terrible drivers right now. I need to find more recruitment agencies. I'm just looking for people with road experience. Not that it really matters, because eventually these guys will all become good drivers. There, Janos. He must be Greek. He said you'll blow your money on a Kenworth. Man, nobody. Sorry. Tegan and Sarah. The Con, which is a really good song, actually. Oh, I farted. It's hot in my room. Thinking I need to open another window, which is funny because it was so cold like today, but and I don't really know what I have to think. Like I said, a Porsche, like a dream car for me, would definitely be a Porsche, however you say it. 80s, like 80, 85, 84, something like that. Oh, come on. Link up. I'm rolling. Oh, I'm in 8th gear. That's why it's not catching. Oh. We're rolling backwards. Like an 85 Porsche convertible. I don't even know what color, but with a leather interior. And, yeah. Drive around on a nice sunny day. Not even go fast. I'm not really into performance. I really prefer cruising. Maybe a little fast. Okay, so like as I say that, like I got my ticket in my blue car going, 70 and or 60, 63 and a 45. I'm like, oops. 80s Firebird or 1970s Stingray Corvette. Let's see. Gators, with some kind of pickup truck Gator. I know that. It's not really a dream car, but what color would I never get? I would never get a gold or brown whatever. Doesn't matter what kind of car. We saw yesterday one of those champagne-colored Lexuses, like the really ugly Lexus car. I don't know what it is, but it's like a 90s sports car that they put out. They're so ugly. And then they got it in champagne. It was almost pink. I'm like, ew, what is wrong with these people? Like, make my sports car salmon-colored. Yeah, salmon-colored. Okay, sorry. Salmon. Yeah, brown. Plum, that's another color that's not so good for a car. A purple car, not so good. All right, we are stuck at, obviously, construction. I just found out that my route to church is going to be closed for 15 days. They're going to be closing Route 3, which sucks because I go up there all the time, obviously, for, like, oh, they're going to close my road. Really? Now, Mark's car is red, and I love it. I do like a red sports car. But everybody has red sports cars. That's probably why you don't like it. I don't like silver blue. Depends on the car, but like if it's like old man, like the color of like a LeBaron from like the early 80s, like I don't like old man blue. That's what we call it. So like that silverish blue. It's kind of like a real dated looking color. Like with blue interior. Remember when they did that? They had like the light blue cars with like blue interior. If you're going to do a light blue, I'd much rather have it a solid. Don't crash into me. That was a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup wrap. That's too funny. Sorry, trucker. Okay, just cut that guy off. I don't really know how to go through those if you're in the middle lane. That's funny. I'm going to get to the outside lane where I should be for these roundabouts. You said no matter what it is, it's got to be black. Graphite, dark gray. Yeah, I can handle those. Those are cool colors. Black, blue. Obviously, I like any kind of like electric blue too would be good. But oh yeah, the King of the Hill. I remember that. Yep, Yeah, the ZR1 is pretty freaking sweet car. Yeah, my friend had one of those. He had an 86. Man, was that car awesome. He had a red one. Dang it, and he wrecked it. He was way too young. His mom got killed by a drunk driver. They won a huge court case, and he got like, I think like $2 or $3 million in the settlement, and was allowed to have some of it as a teenager. And he went out and took a portion of it and bought a freaking, you know, ZR1 86. And he freaking wrapped that thing around the tree. He made me mad though, because he lied to me. He told me, "Oh yeah, dude, I was going like 140 down the freeway and I lost control and hit a pole, and you know." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, the car broke in half, like behind the rear wheel and all this BS." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't believe you didn't get all, you know, killed." And he was like, "No, man, I survived it." And so later on, I was at his high school's prom with somebody else. Like I went with a girl named Jenny. She wanted me to go with her. We were friends, and she's like, "Hey, let's go to prom together." I'm like, "All right." So we were at this prom, and this guy knew Jeff, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, come on. Why? Always when we go through a city, I get a ticket." I wasn't even going that fast. I was going like 55. And so he said, the guy's like, "Oh, you mean Jeff Jones?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, dude." He's like, "He freaking wrecked his Corvette in the school parking lot." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dude. He was doing donuts and he hit a telephone pole." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, 3 tickets this trip, man." Oh well, what are you gonna do? They're being jerks to me tonight. I was going too fast. They keep changing the speed limit, but I guess I should be paying attention. I'm too busy reading the notes. In this game, you really have to watch because the speed limits aren't. It's not like America where you get like a long warning. It's like, oh, 25. You guys all like those muscle cars, man. I like muscle cars. I mean, I could definitely do a muscle car, but I don't know. I just prefer that. I'm more about like having the top down. Now, I'll tell you what. My brother-in-law had a white 64 Impala. I've talked about this car before. Before that, he had a Chevy Bel Air, like a 65 Bel Air. But he had this gorgeous white 64 Impala. And that was the most awesome car, and he let me drive it everywhere when we went to visit him in Kansas. And man, that thing it was so much fun to drive, and it was just it was convertible, so it had a, you know, like this huge open top. It was like riding in a bathtub. It was so cool. All right, Evelyn, what? No, we can't go to my mom's house tonight.
Yeah,
It smells weird in here.
like pizza.
Well, you guys cooked pizza.
But, yeah.
Can you open that window, please, and put this curtain back? It's really hot in here. Yes, honey.
Teach me how to edit. Me and Emma made a YouTube channel that we share
Okay.
with YouTubers, and I don't know how to edit.
Well, we'll have to talk about it. I mean, it's not something I can just tell you right now how to edit. You're going to have to learn how to do it. It's pretty intense. But not super hard once you learn how to do it.
Emma had her own YouTube channel, but she only posted like 5 videos.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it, Ev. Evelyn wants to make her own YouTube channel. Let's see. IROC likes, of course, the IROC Z. Yeah, of course. Yeah, now we know where the name IROC comes from. I think we knew that all along. Because IROC is pretty much an IROC Z, right? If you didn't figure that out, we got to talk, Gator. Of course, then again, if you're a young guy, you probably wouldn't even know what an IROC is. You know, I know what it is because I grew up in the 80s. So, heck yeah, the IROC Z. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, though, 44. Yeah, but he's young, so he wouldn't even know. He probably wouldn't even know what an IROC is. You know, if somebody tells me, hey, man, I had an IROC Z, I'd be like, awesome. Because we all grew up in the 80s, so we know what an IROC is. But Trucker Josh has a nice list. So what you really need is you do need a couple $1 million because you've got a collection picked out like Jay Leno. 911 Turbo, 911 Spider, Boxster GTS, Boxster GT. I couldn't even fit in the Boxsters. The GT2, GT3, Lamborghini Aventador, Huracan Gallardo, yep. Bacamano, those are all really cool cars. The Ariel Atom, yeah, that is a fast car. Those Ariel cars are fast. Corvette Stingray, 706 Nissan 370Z. Every sports car in existence in Formula One cars. Yeah, I should have a vent to the outside. That'd be great. Or even sucking air in from the outside would be a good idea. Mixture Hive. Plus some, right? 1970 Corvette Chevelle 454 Turbo, Jet 390 HP. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're going to be putting together in Mark's Datsun. It's a very small car for the horsepower that we're putting in it. It's going to fly. Probably not a whole lot on the road that'll be able to keep up with that thing once it gets going. The trick is not overdoing it so that the frame can handle it. That's going to be the big trick, is to get the frame to be able to handle it. Eric knows how to do it, so. Yep. You put a K in there, though, man. What up? He's a rock collector. Plays rock music on the guitar. Yeah, I rock. Okay, I get it. Yeah. that could also work. You're right. I knew what he meant, though. All along, being a car fanatic the way he is, I knew what he was. Yeah, to me, the Nissan, you know, the GTR is an amazing supercar. It really is. But, you said then just supercharge it. But yeah, it's kind of, it's a little bit too, like, technological for me. Like, it doesn't have the, like, for me, I like simple, you know. But then again, for a luxury car, like, if it's a car that I'm driving around into work every day, I could see people buy, you know, like a Rolls Royce, you know, Bugatti, heck, even a Jaguar. It'd be nice to drive around. They've got all the, you know, the seats that massage you and stuff, like all that stuff for like long road trips. So funny how much money you could spend on a car, and it definitely, on those things, it's probably worth it. Probably. Oh, don't go there. Upsetting Tooth, are you asking me in game what my favorite truck is? In this game, my favorite truck is this truck, the Scania R. I like all of the Scania trucks. Yeah, it's going to be really fast with a V8, right? Right, you're going to bend the chassis, right? And that's what we have to work with. We're probably going to, yeah, we're going to keep it under 400. We'll probably be like running at 390s. So, International Pro Star. Yeah, in this game, it's definitely the Scania series. The Volvos are nice simply because these two trucks have the 700 plus horsepower engines available. So both Volvo and Scania, you know, deal with Norway and Sweden, and they have to have more horsepower to get through the mountains. So whereas most of the Central Europe trucks don't have as much, they're like, you know, 400 to 500. I would say my other favorite trucking brand, and I like both the trucks that they have in this game, it's DAF. They have the XF and then the XF, the Euro 106 or the Euro 6. Those two trucks are really cool to me too. I really like the DAF trucks. So, oh, I thought we were coming up to a toll booth. Okay. But let's see. I'm not a pickup guy. These guys all know this because they've been around for a long time. But Gator, Redneck Sailor, he's a huge pickup fan. There you go. He's coming out with the list of pickups. There you go. Yes, we are, and that's what we're doing. 44 Magnum. We're going to get an upgraded drive shaft, upgraded axle, upgraded transmission. Everything's getting upgraded, and we're also going to be canting the engine about 7 degrees to keep it from, you know, snapping the transmission when we accelerate. So yeah, everything's getting upgraded. Eric knows how to do all that stuff. We have to replace most of it anyway, so he's like, hey, you might as well just do it, you know, upgrade it, beef it up. He also knows how to make exhaust systems, so we're going to be doing a custom exhaust on the car. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really freaking nice. So, you know, though, now that we're getting to this place where we're having all this stuff, having to haul things around with this car and stuff, I'm thinking, man, maybe I probably should get a cheap pickup truck, if there's such a thing anymore. So, F-150. I could do an F-150. Yeah, that'd be a perfect pickup truck for what we're doing. Be able to trailer a bit, you know, and throw some parts in the back for the car. And oh, come on. That's number 4. I've gotten 4 tickets tonight. I've got 4 tickets from Europe. Yeah, the Ford Ranger. That was the first stick shift I ever drove, was a Ford Ranger. I did pretty good with it. My friend had one. Sorry, my voice is real toasty tonight. I can't sing. Usually, for those of you that are new to my channel, I do sing quite frequently in my videos. God knows why, because I'm not very good at it, but... You said don't make it sound like a lawnmower. No, we're going to give it a little bit of rumble, but we're going to make it low enough that people aren't going to know. It's not going to be like... I mean, we're going to keep it like a little bit like quiet so people don't know what's in it. So when it's like... they'll be like, whoa! Yeah, no singing tonight. You can tell my voice is... These allergies are killing me. At least I'm not sniffing like super crazy tonight. I thought I'd be sniffing a lot more than I am. But anyway. Yeah, I've gotten 4 tickets tonight. That's because I'm going through areas where they have like that. Once again, it's like 2 feet of 50 and then it's back up to regular. So yeah, it's going to be a dual exhaust. I mean, obviously it's an 8-cylinder, so you port 4 out one side and 4 out the other. So it'll be a dual exhaust system, one pipe coming out each side. And what we think we're going to do is we're actually going to make a hole in the side of the car with a silver ring around it and have the exhaust come out on the side of the car. So it'll be kind of cool looking, because it's obviously it's a 71, so we don't have to worry about what do you call it, emissions laws and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, Dead or Alive. I haven't put that on a video in a while. I probably should start putting it on there again. Yeah, I think you should get a Ford Ranger. I think it's great. That's a really good truck. Yep. Well, I mean, obviously the Tacoma's great too. I would love that. Yep. You said, but not the right. That's so funny. You must have got near something and got it in your nostril. But yeah, my allergies started on Friday. Yep, it's gonna be a V8 Gator. We're putting a Ford 302 in it. My friend has a Ford 302 from a Lincoln Navigator that is not being used, and it's in great condition, and he's got all the parts for it, and he's got a turbo for it. So he's trying to decide what he wants to do. He's gonna take, hey, what's up, Crusher Doom? Thank you for the 8th month subscription. He's trying to decide whether he wants to do, he's gonna look at our car. I'll put it in the next video that we do for American Truck Simulator. How does that sound? Well, it is a 6-cylinder. That's what the original motor was, and they're going to be. There's going to be some enthusiasts that are going to be mad at us because it is taking the initial motor out, but the motor is actually really sought after, that Nissan 6-cylinder, because they're hard to find, because a lot of people have changed their cars over to V8s. So anyway, they're. I'm not concerned with mileage on this car. If it gets 3 miles to the gallon, I don't really care. We're out to have fun in that thing, man. If I got to fill up every 10 miles, I don't care. It's going to be freaking fast. Anyway, he's trying to decide whether if he's going to be putting twin turbo on it, or if he's going to put one large turbo, because he has a large turbo. He's going to bring them both over and see what'll fit under the hood once we get the motor in. But he is planning on charging. He's going to help us supercharge or turbocharge it. So he's got an intercooler and all that stuff. This car is going to scream. But yeah, like I said, it's a 225 horsepower V8, and we're going to bring it up to about the 350 to 380 area. Well, we have the inline 6 Midwest Dad, but unfortunately, looking at the cost to port it out and get it up to spec, it's going to be about $8,000 to have that motor. And we did call around. We called around to several different places, and they're like, yeah, it'll be $9,500 to have it, set up. And we're like, okay, so we need to just find something cheaper. So we'll get about $1,000 for the motor, and the V8 is the way it's going to go. But I know what you're saying. Turbo diesel, no. But I know what you're saying, Midwest Dad. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of collectors that are not happy. But, see, a 2JZ. I don't know what that is. Or an RB. Let's see. Swap it for... See, twins are great. Yeah, twin turbo. Yep. You said whatever you do, don't forget the now. You mean, am I speeding again? Oh, NOS? No, we're not going to do NOS. I know. We're going to try to make it because Mark and I are going to redo the interior, so we're going to cut it so that we can sit a little further back. That way I hopefully have a little more room. But the downside is the roof is really the problem. My head is like against the roof already, so I think I probably won't be driving that car much. I'll probably end up buying the RX-7 from Mark because I can fit in that car, and we'll do that. So you said even if you got to put turbos on the roof. Oh, the Skyline engine and the Super engine. Yeah. I mean, we could see doing that. I think the V8's going to be cooler. Mark's all into the V8 now that my friend has it. Plus, it's free, and he knows what he's doing with the V8 because he puts them together. Like I said, this guy works on Mustangs all the time. He's had 2 or 3 different Mustangs that he raced over the years, and he knows how to put them together. So he's very familiar with the V8 setup. So he just wants to go with that. He's like, look, I'm familiar with it. I can get it in there, and we'll make it a great car. So it's going to be fun. And honestly, mostly it's going to be for cruising around town. It's not really going to be like in races and stuff. Mark just wants to fly around town in it. So 300 horsepower is more than enough. But we can get it up to 400 if we want. And he may do a computer where we can pick different profiles. You said good luck with the bucket seats. Yeah, you've experienced that, haven't you? Probably will not have a wing. Probably not. Maybe, though. I don't know. We'll have to see what Mark wants to do. That's kind of like when you get towards the end of the build. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you're kind of, like, getting ready to do things. So, chop top it. Oh, my gosh. No, that'll definitely ruin the structural integrity. You want to talk about flex. Yeah, I know. We got a great conversation going tonight, guys. It's not me, it's you guys. I'm just here. Everybody had good meals today. They're all feeling good. So, yeah, Mark does want. You said need the bass. Mark does want a good stereo in there. So, I'm probably going to be doing the same thing for the RX-7 also. Now, the RX-7 is going to stay pretty much stock. I'm going to get new wheels for it. Mark is already going to take care of the clutch and getting the engine rebuilt. The Mazda's a lot cheaper to rebuild. I mean, it's like I think the quote is like $850 to have it rebuilt, and then $650 for the clutch. So we're looking about $1,200 of repairs that need to be done to it, and we already have new wheels for it. We just need tires. So, well, I'm glad you guys. Thank you. That's actually very flattering. I love having you guys here. This has been Kerwin Vega. Yeah, Serwin Vega. It'd be nice to. Interesting. I don't know. I haven't bought anything from Serwin Vega ever. I'm cheap. When I buy stereo stuff, I usually go on the cheap, so like Pioneer. But they do make a difference. I'll tell you what, my friend has a set of speakers. I don't even know who makes them. It's some weird brand. He said put an almighty wing on it. Flying. All you had today was pizza. What? I'm on my diet again. I pigged out this weekend, so I'm back on the diet today. I had fish. I had some salmon. It was good. I'm getting hungry again, though. I need some cheese. Oh, I know they make all that stuff, Redneck. It's expensive. It's cars and horsepower. That's right. Well, that's all there is to talk about, right? Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're coming to a border crossing here. Oh, no, this is just tolls. A lot of traffic on the road tonight. I've noticed that. Usually I don't get slowed down at these, but cheeseburgers on the grill. Oh man, that sounds so good. That sounds really good, man. You're obsessed with their vintage house audio? Yeah, they're good stuff. Boy talk, right? That's what Miss Bugs always says. She's like, that's all boy talk. we talk about stuff. She always, when I talk to her afterwards, she's always like after we, have like stream or whatever, she's always like, you guys talk about the weirdest stuff. I'm like, I know. She's like, one time we were talking about, I think we were talking about like desk chairs. Like I was talking about the chair that I use, like the lazy boy chair that I use for my computer. We were talking about gaming chairs. She's like, you guys talk, all you did was talk about gaming chairs. Yeah, we're going to get, we're going to get some big tires for it, for sure. Eric's, going to help us. We might even end up tubbing it out a little bit. Like, we'll have to see. We're going to take a look at it and see, but we might have to put some pretty big tires on it. Put a Marshall in it and have pedals in the glove box. Okay, so I finally did get my delay pedal, and I found a power supply down the basement. What is this guy doing? Dude. And I got to play my guitar today through it for the first time, and I got my volume pedal working right. So now everything is the way I want it. So I've got a volume pedal into an MXR compressor that Mark gave me, into this little $30 delay pedal that I bought, into the Mojo pedal that one of my viewers gave me, and it's a really nice setup. It sounds really good. Like, I can get all kinds of cool different tones out of my amp now. I love a good subwoofer. My subwoofer finally, it's like 20 years old. It finally took a dive. I was sitting in the middle of the night. I was at my house and Ryan had left and I was all by myself, and I kept hearing this, like, and I'm like, what the frick is that noise? It was my subwoofer. It was popping. Like, this amp was going bad. So, Gator, no politics. Oh, Gator. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have man talk. Which is basically like boy talk, right? Chair talk. We must be getting into France. These tolls. No, we're still in Poland, I think. We got a long way to go. This is such a freaking long trip, man. We've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm not even, I mean, we're not even halfway through the journey yet. See, this guy lets me over. You said, yeah, I know. Gator, behave. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:30, man. I probably should get going pretty soon here. Speed camera. That's okay, though. I can't even get up to that speed, so. Oh, because we have construction. I'm just going to take my time through here. Look, no ticket. No ticket. I made it. 10-hour stream starts now. No, I've got stuff going on tomorrow. I got a meeting tomorrow morning early. I'm talking to the weather guy. Yeah, see, I'm getting ready for bed. And then I have a lunch with a friend. And I got to work on Tim's wedding. I got the trailer done, but now I got to finish the ceremony and the reception and all that stuff. That should take me out through tomorrow. You've been having this urge to go to St. Augustine. I've never been there before, I don't think. Power amp is required. Oh, because they don't put out much power. I've heard of those before. My friend told me about some of those weird speakers that they make. But they need their own power amps, okay. It's crazy stuff. Good sounding stuff, man. I love speakers. And speaker technology. I used to be huge into home theater and stuff like that. I can't afford it anymore. 6 kids, no more speakers, no more car stereo, no more. All right, guys. I think that pretty much does it for tonight. I still need to eat dinner and stuff. It's about 10:30. We had some fun. We definitely had a good stream tonight. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, and glad I did it. I was thinking, I'll do it. No, I'm not. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to get on. It's been all weekend. I haven't been on yet, so I was glad that we got to hang out, guys, and really enjoyed spending time with you. That's so funny. Yes, you can. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And, yeah, get your homework done and whatever else is going on. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much once again. I really appreciate you guys. What's that? Someone's got a car blasting. It's car stereo blasting. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.